Caitlin Clark that's setting out games, or is it the Indiana Fever making Caitlin Clark set out games?
Now, this game is one that they probably had circled with a smiley face by it.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
ESPN recently revealed something shocking about Stephanie White after attempting to ruin Caitlin Clark, and it's rocking the WNBA. Its center. The truth began to come to light when White made a mistake on live television. What started out as a straightforward injury update turned into a suspicion that the Fever might be intentionally ignoring Caitlin Clark. The backlash is now exploding.
Now, news broke moments ago that Caitlin Clark will not be playing in tonight's game.
Due to what is being described as a right groin injury, Caitlin Clark is officially sidelined for the time being, whatever that implies at this point. However, that daily label, it's beginning to resemble week to week or even wait till, if you're lucky, August. According to Holly Rowe of ESPN, Clark saw a specialist and no further damage was discovered. Nothing fresh to share. However, for some reason, the date of her return is pushed all the way into the 3rd August week. It will be weeks from now.
I don't think Caitlin Clark should be kicking any down balls. Quite frankly, she should be resting her frickin' leg.
Just when you think it can't get any more confusing, a video of Caitlin Clark kicking a soccer ball appears as if she's attempting to make the U.S. women's national team. She's using the same leg that's not merely standing there or playing around, expected to sustain injuries. Additionally, this video was taken while she was being held, not at random in the past. Out of games.
Caitlin Clark, of course, out today for her 13th game this season.
Some fans are furious, some are devastated, and some are just plain suspicious if she's healthy enough to do such a leg swing. Why isn't she running the floor or making threes? Asked one fan. It's a question that keeps coming up. Is Caitlin Clark genuinely hurt? Or is there something more significant concealed here? Experts step in at this point, and to be honest, they make a really important point. What if Caitlin didn't make this decision at all? What if she is being prevented from playing by the Indiana Fever? This is where things start to feel disorganized.
Last week, no additional injury was found in that exam and scan, but Stephanie White did tell us that they will be even more cautious with their approach to her return to play this time.
Take a look back at the beginning of the season. After Caitlin's previous injury recovery, the team threw her back into games without any actual conditioning or practice time, is confirmed. However, they are now exercising extra caution, stating that she must first step up her practice, synchronize with her teammates, and then gradually return to the game. All of a sudden, are recovery timelines important to you now?
As you look at their schedule, the 3rd week in August provides a few more practice days where that seems like it's realistic, and while she does remain day-to-day,
this is made worse by the organization's communication style. Uncertain pressers, strange wording such as, "This time, we're protecting her more effectively and ensuring that she has the proper rhythm." I don't understand any of this. It doesn't feel confident at all, and Caitlin Clark, one of the most competitive. These decisions are being made by prominent athletes in America.
That we've got what we've got to continue to grow and connect in those ways, and not, is she available, is she not available?
The elephant in the room is another issue. What's happening in that locker room? White, Stephanie, who has been at the center of everything, held a press conference that only fueled the flames. She discussed the need for items inside the locker room to remain inside and the noise from the outside. However, if everything went smoothly behind, would she even need to mention the scenes? Her remarks were awkward.
Shooting, and she's been with our athletic training team, and we've been preparing everybody else.
She didn't sound like a coach providing a standard injury report. She sounded like someone attempting to clean up a larger mess without saying the incorrect thing. And fans noticed it right away. The phrase, "things are looking spooky," was best expressed by a YouTuber. This is suspicious even in terms of timing. The game between the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury is already loaded with strain. Recall that Dana Bonner and Diana Taurasi are involved, and Bonner left the Fever under extremely unpleasant conditions. That game, that drama, it's private, and Clark isn't playing for that anymore? Some believe that Clark's benching is an attempt to keep her out of the spotlight and out of danger. Some claim it's about avoiding headlines, avoiding more in-depth inquiries. However, one thing is evident. Nowadays, no one thinks this is just a straightforward groin strain.
Nothing else going on, and no more damage. Now it's just being patient with the process.
This goes beyond simply managing injuries. This has to do with narratives, control, and potentially damage control from a group that is attempting to conceal something far more significant than they are disclosing. Additionally, with each new clip, it seems like the truth is getting farther away with each odd quote and game that goes by, while the Fever Hope supporters just give up asking. However, they won't. Not in the presence of Caitlin Clark. Not with the biggest star the league has seen in a long time. And not when the responses are illogical.
Right, but I think at the end of the day, we have to be where our feet are. We have to approach every day and every game.
Let's be honest. The most recent press conference by Stephanie White. Yes, nothing was made clear by it. Actually, it had the exact opposite impact. In fact, it increased people's suspicions. It was the type of press conference where, halfway through, you pause and ask yourself, wait, did she just admit there's drama without actually admitting it?
And every day you got to play with a sense of urgency, and sometimes you have to weather storms, and sometimes you have to navigate circumstance, right?
This is Stephanie's statement. We make an effort to keep things inside. That may sound like a lovely, standard coach response. That is, until you hear how she expressed it. Tight-lipped, wary, almost as if attempting to prevent a leak before the dam collapses.
And as most people know, you have to work your way through that, and she did. And she's been really impactful for us off the bench, and we wanted to bring her energy.
She continued by discussing emotional stress, outside rumors, and how difficult it has been to filter. Despite the cacophony. Steph, what noise? Where is the noise coming from? Who is it from? Because if the only things in that locker room are smoothies and sunshine, why do we seem to be in crisis management mode all of a sudden?
You have to navigate circumstance, right? But I think at the end of the day, we have to be where our feet are. We have to approach every day and every game.
Honestly, there was a moment when it seemed more like a press briefing than a basketball update. Following a scandal in politics, IT didn't sound like a coach confidently leading a team. It was defensive and ambiguous. It sounded like someone attempting to avoid a landmine.
The main thing.
Is she insinuating that there's drama in the locker room? Because this is what I know I'm not tripping here.
What about the supporters? They noticed it right away. Commenters also didn't hold back. His response encapsulated what many were pondering. There's a problem. And it's still that strange feeling. T has only gotten louder, if anything.
I think first and foremost, just the way that she approaches the game.
However, the Phoenix Mercury arrives just as things could not get any messier. And the ghost of drama went with them. Bonner, Dana. For those who are unaware of the background, Dana Bonner's departure from the Indiana Fever was not exactly a farewell cake and group hug. Let's just say, T was an untidy kind of departure that leaves damage to the franchise. She is now driving the Mercury into town as if it were the last boss level.
Things are looking spooky for Stephanie White. She be low-key sneak dissing.
They had a good point. This wasn't just any game that was scheduled. This one was circled by the Fever, most likely in red ink, and perhaps even a small fire emoji adjacent to it. This was a private matter. This is an unresolved matter. Furthermore, what does Stephanie White do? She publicly praises the Mercury and Dana Bonner. She claimed to have found her FIT in that system. She feels at ease. Like what?
That seems like a better timetable for a possible Caitlin Clark return, because they have said we will be even more cautious this time, and practice ramp up is going to be essential.
Fans are attempting to understand why their team is in disarray, why Caitlin Clark is missing games even though she appears healthy, and why Stephanie is suddenly showing the enemy more affection than protecting her own locker room.
What kind of a clown show league are we dealing with here? I mean, is this a WNBA problem or a Fever problem? You didn't give her any practice or ramp-up time last time?
The real questions are now being asked. For example, is Caitlin Clark being benched to divert attention from the inner turmoil? Because, let's face it, Caitlin playing against Bonner would have drawn enormous focus, tension, questions, headlines. Perhaps someone wanted to stay out of that firestorm entirely. And perhaps, just possibly, there was more to keeping Clark out than groin rehabilitation.
You didn't give her any practice or ramp-up time last time? You did not do that.
Sport experts then jump in and don't hold back at all, just when you think the situation has reached its most bizarre point. They said, "This is a clown show." And you know what? They may have a clue. The inconsistency is their main complaint. The fever forced Caitlin to return to the court immediately following an injury earlier in the season, T0 ramp-up. Neither conditioning nor actual practice time. She seemed to be ready to go. Excellent. Include her. Without hesitation. And right now, all of a sudden, they're saying that before she can even conduct a drill, she needs to follow a NASA-level training protocol. These days, it all comes down to being extra careful and coordinating with teammates. Before, where was that caution? The soccer ball incident followed. There's a reason that video went viral. The same player who isn't prepared is Caitlin Clark. To hoop, was observed kicking a soccer ball without limping or using caution. She appeared to be swinging that leg. When I was playing varsity in high school, fans did take notice. Someone even said, "She can hoop if she can do that." So we're just acting like this groin injury is that serious, someone else wrote. Right now, the discrepancy between what the team is saying behind a microphone and what they are seeing on camera caused the internet to explode. The questions really got out of hand at that point. Is the team being truthful about her condition? Or are they fabricating a story to hide something else? Whether it has to do with internal team politics, the entire situation seems strange, whether it's due to bad management or relationship protection. For example, fans receive half the story, while the remainder is kept inside the wall. Stephanie mentioned by being locked behind it. And to be honest, that's the main source of annoyance. These days, trust is more important than basketball. Above all, fans want to know that the biggest star in the league isn't being neglected. They also want clarity and consistency. 4 reasons that nobody wants to publicly discuss. Because when there are mysterious press conferences, odd compliments for former players, viral soccer kicks and mysterious injuries, indeed, people will begin to wonder what's actually happening. And those questions will become louder the longer the fever avoids the truth. It's not just drama at this point. With Caitlin, it's beginning to resemble a major WNBA soap opera. Clark was caught in the center. We're not donning tinfoil hats, either. These theories of conspiracy, they've become less insane. Let's just ask the obvious question, is Caitlin Clark truly hurt? Or is team politics silencing her? Because there's a bad vibe, long way off. There are rumors circulating regarding disputes in the locker room and potential conflict with the front office, and the organization is being squeezed from all directions by media pressure. This goes beyond load management. Damage control on steroids, if you will. What's even more bizarre? Despite having a serious groin injury, Clark isn't benched at home as you might anticipate. No, not at all. She is traveling with the team, appearing on camera, sitting courtside, and grinning. Is that meant to be comforting? Or is it merely a publicity gimmick? Even some fans are whispering, "Yes, we will go there." Is she being kept close by the team? So they can keep an eye on her actions and words. Since she's too injured to play, why is she everywhere but on the court? This is why the exit rumors in the next section are even more spicy. This isn't just about a groin at this point. Harmed IT goes beyond basketball. This relates to how the league and one of its main teams are managing the most significant rookie in contemporary WNBA history. And if they're making such a mess of it, it won't be long before someone or something breaks. Thus, we have mysterious coaches, odd injury timelines, silence in the locker room, and a superstar who appears everywhere but doesn't play. Furthermore, nobody is being honest with fans. Respond. But the silence of Caitlin Clark? Yes. Right now, that's the loudest thing in the room if you suspect something. To stay up to date on what's happening on the court, hit the like button and subscribe.